I spent £9,500 exposing my wife's lies. Best money I ever dropped. My name's Callum Price. I'm 37 years old, and up until 6 months ago, I thought I'd cracked life proper. I owned 4 pizza shops across Westbridge County. Every shop was doing bits. I'd spent years building them up from one tiny takeaway with a broken oven into something people actually respected. I was already talking to investors about turning the whole thing into a franchise. The sort of business that could sort my family out for generations. My wife, Nicole, everyone called her Nikki, used to get dead excited whenever I talked about expansion plans. She'd sit there smiling, asking questions, helping me sketch logos and ideas on scraps of paper at midnight. Used to. That's the important bit. Nikki was 33. We'd been married for 10 years. And we had a 7-year-old son called Mason. Smart little lad. Obsessed with football. Proper cheeky grin. The type of kid who still thought his dad could fix literally anything. That alone should have been enough to keep any woman happy. Apparently not. The first red flag popped up around 8 months earlier. Nikki started staying late at work more often. Said the marketing department at the hospital was short-staffed and everybody was pulling overtime. Fair enough. I didn't question it at first. But then she started dressing different. Nicer clothes. New perfume. Matching underwear. Spending over an hour getting ready instead of chucking on whatever was closest like she used to. When I complimented her, she barely reacted. Just shrugged. Then came the phone calls. She'd walk outside to take them. Or sit in the car an extra 10 minutes before coming inside. She always said it was work. But I'd been running businesses for nearly 15 years. I knew what work calls sounded like. These weren't work calls. These were soft laughs. Quiet voices. The sort of conversations where someone's smiling without realizing. The nail in the coffin came when I tried planning our anniversary. 10 years together deserved something decent. Yeah? So I suggested this countryside resort we'd always talked about visiting. Nikki looked trapped. Not excited. Not emotional. Cornered. Like I'd just asked her to spend the weekend in prison. Maybe we just keep it chill this year, she muttered, not looking at me. Just dinner at home or something. That's when I knew. No woman asks to keep a 10-year anniversary low-key unless she's already halfway out the door. After that, I started paying attention proper. The way she angled her phone away from me. The new passwords. The sudden gym obsession. The way she tensed whenever I walked into a room unexpectedly. But the moment that truly broke me happened on a Tuesday night. I came home early from checking the city center branch. Thought I'd surprise her. Instead, I found her upstairs in our bedroom laughing into her phone like a teenage girl. She didn't hear me coming. I can't wait to see you tomorrow, she whispered. Soft. Intimate. This sneaking around is driving me mad. But in a good way. I stood in the hallway listening to my wife arrange lunch plans with another bloke. Maybe 30 seconds. Maybe longer. When she finally spotted me, she nearly jumped out her skin. Quickly ended the call. Work, she blurted. But her face had gone bright red. That night, I made my decision. Our anniversary was 5 days away. If Nikki wanted to play games, I'd give her one final move she'd never forget. The roses were perfect. Deep red. Exactly like the ones I bought her on our first anniversary. I drove to 3 different florists to find the right shade because details matter when you're about to blow someone's entire life apart. I placed them in the crystal vase my Aunt Diane gave us as a wedding present. Set them dead center on the dining table beside the fancy plates we never used. The letter sat underneath. White envelope. Her name written neatly across the front. Mason was sleeping over at his mate Oliver's house. Perfect timing. No little ears listening from the stairs. I rewrote that letter 4 times. Not because I didn't know what to say. Because I wanted every word to land clean. No shouting. No insults. Just cold truth. The front door opened at 6:30 sharp. Nikki always got home the same time on Fridays. Like clockwork. I heard her heels tapping across the floorboards. Her handbag hitting the kitchen counter. Callum, she shouted. You home already? I was upstairs in our bedroom watching the driveway through the window. I wanted to see her face when she found the table. Call it twisted curiosity. But after 10 years of marriage, I reckoned I'd earned that much. She walked past the dining room twice before noticing. Third time, she froze. Even from upstairs, I saw the change in her body language. The wine glass stopped halfway to her mouth. Her hand touched her throat. Like she couldn't breathe. She approached the table slowly. Like it was a bomb. Picked up the envelope with trembling fingers. Stared at her name for ages. Then opened it. I'd kept the letter short. 3 paragraphs. First one said I knew. Second explained how I knew. Third explained what happened next. I watched her read it twice. Then her legs gave out. The wine glass slipped from her hand and smashed across the hardwood floor. Red wine spread everywhere like blood. That's when I walked downstairs. Nikki looked up at me crying, gripping the letter like a death sentence. "Callum," she whispered. "Please, let me explain." I sat opposite her, kept my voice steady. 10 years, Nikki. 10 bloody years. And now you want to explain? She sat there shaking. Good. Maybe for once she understood how I'd felt these past months. "Who is he?" I asked. No yelling. No drama. Just a husband asking his wife a simple question. "It's not what you think," she whispered. "Oh yeah," I replied. "Then why does he have a name?" Her eyes widened. "Ethan," I repeated. "So now we're making progress." "How long?" "It's complicated." I leaned back. "Nikki, I've got all night. Simplify it for me." Silence filled the room. Outside, somebody's dog barked. Normal life carrying on while mine collapsed. 6 months, she finally admitted. Then rushed to add, but it didn't start like that. He was going through a breakup. We were just mates at first. Mates? I laughed bitterly. That's what we call secret lunches and hotel trips now. She flinched. "I was gonna tell you." I stood and walked toward the window. Looked out at the garden where Mason kicked footballs around every evening. "You were gonna tell me what exactly?" I asked quietly. "That every kiss goodnight was fake. You think this is all my fault?" Nikki snapped suddenly. There it was. The classic cheater move. Shift blame. "When's the last time we actually talked? Callum? When's the last time you looked at me properly instead of treating me like staff? So you found another bloke to make you feel special?" She looked away. "With someone else's husband too." Her face drained white. "How'd you know he was married?" That nearly made me smile. "Because I hired a private investigator." That hit her hard. Pure panic. Like she'd just realized she'd been bluffing while I'd already seen the whole deck. "You had me followed?" she whispered. "No," I replied. "I paid someone to uncover the truth." I pulled out my phone. Showed her photos. Nothing filthy. I'm not that type. Just enough. Her car outside a hotel. Her and Ethan holding hands. Them walking into some fancy restaurant while I sat at home helping Mason with spelling homework. Nikki collapsed back into the chair. "What do you want from me?" she whispered. "I want you to pack a bag." Her head snapped up. "Tonight. Go stay with your sister in Manchester. Give me space to figure out how to tell our son his mum blew up our family. You can't keep Mason from me. I'm protecting him from watching us destroy each other." I walked to the cabinet and pulled out a thick folder. Phone records. Investigator reports. Photos. Hotel receipts. Everything neat and organized. Know what £9,500 gets you these days? I asked. "Proof." She stared at the folder in horror. "Truth's expensive," I said coldly. "Still cheaper than ignorance." She opened it. Closed it almost instantly. "Please," she whispered. "We can fix this. I'll end it with Ethan. We can do counseling." No, the firmness in my voice surprised even me. "You didn't make one mistake, Nikki. You made hundreds. Every day for 6 months. You chose him over me. Over Mason. Over all of us. I started upstairs before stopping halfway. Oh, and one more thing. If you try making me the villain in this story, every bit of that folder goes public. She burst into tears again. But by then, I felt nothing. Sunday morning at 7:30, my phone rang. I already knew who it'd be. Trevor Walsh, Nikki's dad, local councillor. Thought his money and influence made him untouchable. Callum, he growled. We need a word. Morning to you too. Nikki says you've lost the plot. Hiring investigators. Threatening people. I poured coffee calmly. Your daughter cheating on me for 6 months was all right though. You need to think carefully, Trevor said. About your business. About your reputation. Things can get ugly. There it was. A threat wrapped in fake concern. Is that supposed to scare me? I asked. It's advice from someone with more influence in this town than you. I looked outside. Mason was in the driveway kicking a football by himself. His mum hiding away too ashamed to face him. You want to hear my advice? I replied. Stay out of my divorce. Because if you come after me or my businesses, every newspaper in Westbridge gets copies of your daughter's affair, along with recordings of this conversation. Silence. Then, you don't want to make an enemy of me, son. Too late, I replied. Your daughter already sorted that. I hung up. Mason walked inside a few minutes later. Dad? He asked quietly. When's Mum coming home? That question nearly broke me. I sat him down at the kitchen table. Mate, we need to talk. Telling my son the truth was the hardest thing I'd ever done. Harder than building my first shop. Harder than burying my old man. But Mason deserved honesty. Not fake sugar-coated rubbish adults feed kids. Your mum and I are divorcing, I told him. And it's because she's been seeing another man. Mason didn't cry straight away. He just sat there listening. Serious. Too serious for 7 years old. Is that why she's always working late? He asked. Yeah. He looked down at the football in his lap. Are you gonna fight for custody? The question stunned me. Where'd you hear that word? Kids at school talk. I nodded slowly. I'm gonna fight for what's best for you. What if I don't want to see her? The pain in his voice nearly shattered me. That's your choice, I said softly. But she's still your mum. If she loved us, she wouldn't have done this. Smart kid. Smarter than most adults. The doorbell rang. Nikki, standing outside looking exhausted. She stepped into the kitchen nervously. Mason, she reached for him. He pulled away. I know you're upset, she said through tears. I'm not upset, Mason replied quietly. I'm disappointed. That word hit harder than any scream could have. Nikki broke down crying. But Mason just sat there staring at her like he didn't recognize her anymore. A few days later, I decided it was time Ethan learned the full truth too. I'd spent 2 weeks digging into his life. Ethan Cole, 28 years old. Financial advisor. Married. 2 young kids. Lived in a nice estate outside town. Coached youth football on weekends. The type of bloke who looked respectable on paper. Turns out Nikki had lied to him too. Told him she was divorced. Said I was some cold ex-husband who ignored her. So I booked an appointment at his office pretending I wanted retirement planning for my businesses. 3 o'clock sharp. I walked into his office wearing the same suit I got married in. Mr. Price, Ethan said politely. Take a seat. I sat opposite him. I'm not here about pensions, I said. His expression changed instantly. I placed our wedding photo on his desk. My wife, I said calmly. Sound familiar? Color drained from his face. I think there's been a misunderstanding. No misunderstanding. Just lies. She told you she was divorced, didn't she? Ethan stayed silent. She also forgot to mention the husband and child waiting at home while she played house with you. I slid another photo across. Them holding hands at lunch. Here's what's gonna happen, I continued. You're calling Nikki right now. You're ending it. Then you're telling your wife the truth. You can't force me. "Oh, I definitely can." I showed him the folder. "If you don't, your wife gets copies. Your boss gets copies. The whole bloody office gets copies." His hands shook. Proper panic. He called Nikki first. I listened while her fantasy collapsed in real time. "Nicole," he said weakly when she answered. "We're done." Confused silence from her side. "Because you lied to me," he snapped. "You said you were divorced." She started talking fast, defensive, trying to justify herself. But Ethan finally saw her properly. "No," he interrupted. "You destroyed 2 families over lies." Then he hung up. "There," he whispered. "Not finished yet," I replied. "Now ring your wife. Please, for once in your life, act like a man." He called home, told his wife they needed to talk. Afterwards, he looked physically ill. "She'll leave me." "Maybe," I replied. "Or maybe she'll forgive you. Either way, that's your mess now." Before leaving, I stopped at the door. "One more thing. If you leave out even one detail when you talk to her, I'll fill the gaps myself." When I got home later, Mason was outside kicking a ball against the garage. "Mum rang crying," he said. "Said someone was ruining her life." I trapped the football under my foot. Sometimes people ruin their own lives, mate. They just don't realize it until consequences show up. Mason nodded like that made complete sense. And honestly, it did. The divorce hearing happened in November. I walked into court carrying 3 folders thick enough to sink a boat. Judge Eleanor Hayes had a reputation for hating dishonesty. Perfect. Nikki sat beside her solicitor looking terrified. Her dad sat behind her glaring at me like he wanted me dead. Didn't matter. My solicitor, Martin Reeves, laid everything out piece by piece. Phone records, hotel bookings, private investigator reports. Ethan's signed statement admitting the affair and confirming Nikki lied about being separated. Then came the hardest moment. Mason took the stand. My 7-year-old boy walked into that courtroom trying to act brave. "Has your mother spoken to this man around you?" Martin asked gently. "Yes," Mason answered quietly. "What did you hear?" "She said she loved him." Silence filled the courtroom. Judge Hayes kept taking notes. Nikki cried through most of the hearing. Her solicitor tried blaming me. Said I worked too much. Said the marriage had problems already. But under questioning, Nikki admitted everything. Lying about overtime, secret trips, pretending to Ethan that she was single. Eventually Judge Hayes returned with her decision. This marriage, she said firmly, was irreparably broken due to the defendant's prolonged adultery and deception. Primary custody of Mason went to me. Nikki got supervised visitation initially, and her settlement got reduced because of misconduct. Trevor Walsh's influence couldn't save his daughter from consequences. 6 months later, life looked completely different. Better, actually. Mason and I became a proper team. The shops expanded. I signed agreements for 2 more locations. Turns out when you stop wasting energy worrying whether your wife's lying, you've got loads more time for life. Mason started youth football properly. I never missed a match. Not one. Nikki moved to Manchester with her sister. She called Mason twice a week. Saw him 1 weekend a month. He stayed polite, but distant, like she was someone he used to know. One night while we washed dishes together, Mason asked, "Dad, you ever gonna get married again?" The question caught me off guard. Maybe one day. You deserve someone loyal. Imagine hearing that from a 7-year-old. Kid understood loyalty better than his own mum. I'd started seeing someone casually. A woman named Hannah who owned the local bookshop. Divorced. 2 kids. Kind eyes. No games. Ethan lost everything exactly how I predicted. His wife left. Took the children. His company sacked him for misconduct. Last I heard, he was selling insurance somewhere outside Leeds. Trying to rebuild a life he torched for a 6-month affair. Trevor Walsh eventually resigned from council too. Turns out local journalists get very interested when recordings surface about public officials threatening private citizens. Funny how that works. The house felt lighter after everything. Like opening windows after years of stale air. Mason invited mates over more. The place sounded alive again. One spring evening while Mason trained at football practice, I sat in the garden with a beer thinking about the man I used to be. Paranoid. Second-guessing himself. Making excuses for someone destroying him quietly. That bloke was gone now. In his place stood someone stronger. Someone who finally understood that protecting your family sometimes means tearing apart the lies poisoning it. My phone buzzed. Text from Hannah. Good luck to Mason tonight. Looking forward to dinner tomorrow. I smiled. Finished my beer. Then headed inside to get ready for another evening watching my son play football in the life we rebuilt from the ashes. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't ruining someone. It's building something better without them.